Well, hello, my friends. I'm Lady Leeanna, and tonight is the night of the snow moon, the full moon known as the snow moon. And generally, it's a good time for you to be doing the cleaning of your closets. Spring cleaning altogether, especially as spring is upon us, and initiating new tools into your circle or altar place, temple place, doing things to better yourself, to grow, doing protections for yourself, as well as growth spells, doing dedications, and well, you can do initiations of people or yourself, but I really prefer to do those on new moon nights as you are being initiated new into your circle or covenant place. So I do those generally on new moons, but dedications, it's a good moon to do that on. Dedicating yourself to a god or a goddess, dedicating yourself to a coven or a temple place, dedicating items to your craft or initiating items into your circle. These are all good things to do. Doing things to cleanse and empower is particular here. And there are some really good particular rituals that I do regarding, taking tea with the gods and goddesses, after which I will give the tea that I've poured for them, or him or her, to the ground outside of my temple place. For all that we take, do we ever give back? But tonight's snow moon, full moon, what I will be doing is initiating a new talisman into my circle and to myself. And after I do this ritual, taking tea with the gods and goddesses, smudging the talisman, cleansing it with holy water that I will make myself, and letting it bed in a bit of herb for empowerment for a while it is, or as it's wet, and without patting it drying or wiping off any of the herbs, I will then be taking it out to the earth and resting it under the full moon so that the goddess or god, the goddess and god, can empower it for me, after which I will pick it up tomorrow before the sun begins to show brightly and corrupting that full moon energy. I will take it and I will wrap it in a white cloth and I'll rest it under my pillow for 3 nights and days, leaving it completely for that amount of time. And then it is consecrated. I will keep it in a white satin pouch whenever I'm not wearing it. That way the energy is not distorted or deteriorated, corrupt. And I'll wear it in my circles that I conduct. Hopefully this has been of a help to you and it gives to you some suggestions on what you could do. These are my suggestions. Also, I do on nights like these, baking the cookies, at which time I will take just basic 1 egg, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of salt, a half a cup of salt, and I will add as much water as it takes to just make it into a clay, right? You don't want it overlay water. And then I'll bake it on 350 for 2 hours. I'm sorry, let me see. Let me rethink that. $2.75 for 2 hours is what I do, because you don't want it to brown at all. And this is what's worked for me. After the time of it coming out of the oven, I will let it set for 3 days before I'll even mess with it. And at that time, I will take it and carry it around or whatever I want to do. Remember, if you carry it with any kind of items that could scratch it or scrape it, you might want to wrap it in a white cloth. Like if it's going to be carried in your purse or something like that. If it's carried under your car seat or whatever, it's still suggested. You don't want the flour or anything like that to actually mess with it, to tarnish it. So here, whenever it's done, this is what mine looked like. While it was still wet, I actually took a talisman and stamped it with a 5-pointed star. And then I took a gold pen, a gold marker. It was actually a paint pen, but I took a gold paint pen and I just traced different things, and I put symbols that are synonymous with me to the 4 directions as it rested within those directions, you know, at which I needed them to be at whenever I created it. But this is what I did on the solar eclipse, which followed briefly, like a week apart from the lunar eclipse. And it's a very powerful talisman that I made with a sunstone in it, a moonstone in it, a stone for my birthstone, as well as a lapis lazuli, and with herbs in it that were patchouli and an oil that also red pepper, patchouli and red pepper, and oil that was High John the Conqueror, just a few drops of that and a few drops of patchouli oil as well, and a prosperity oil, an oil for prosperity, and it can be honeysuckle or it could be rosemary. Those are good. And the High John oil itself is good for prosperity likewise, and patchouli too. So mine has a lot of protective. Patchouli is also good for protection, so is High John the Conqueror. With these oils, it actually started generating money for me right away. This is a good thing to do for today and before the height of the night, before midnight tonight. And then let the cookie be resting. Anyway, that's my suggestions for you. Hopefully it will be of a help to you and you got out of it what you wanted. I will type the recipe again in the description of the video. Bye-bye.